Let's just say this right now. And this was what I was
Mm.
feeling at WrestleMania 40. Because when I'm sure I'm going to post the picture up, post the video of the moment. And I don't know if you saw it or not, but this is it. So
Um,
let me tell you this. That is my mother's hometown that they were in. That was Birmingham, Alabama.
Mm.
The Rock did an interview with Pat McAfee, and he said a place where all the magic happened. They call Birmingham Magic City. I didn't put those two and two together. I could have gone to that Rumble and stayed with my relatives. I could have gone to that episode of SmackDown and stayed with my relatives over there.
Mhm.
But when that moment happened, we were hyped because that is the match that we have been waiting for. Every single person has been waiting for this match. When Roman signed on the dotted line of WWE, we were all like, Rock and Roman, give it to us. We want this. We have been waiting for this for this long. When Roman won the Rumble back in 2015 and Dwayne raised his hand and he looked confused, and Roman, we were waiting for that moment to happen. And what did we get, Leslie? We got it taken from us because a certain influx of people were upset that somebody went off script and decided to point to Roman and say, I want you. Somebody went into business for themselves and said, Roman, I want you. And so instead of getting us that opportunity to see this match that we have been waiting for.
Was it Cody?
Yes.
Yeah, because I remember I watched something. Yeah, okay.
There was a moment where I was talking to Honorary Ooze and I said, we have been having courses of meals. We've had course. We were eating first, second, third course. Right now, we're at palate cleansers. They're over here crying, and we like, hey, pass me the butter.
but them and their, and they started with their little influx of the hashtag we want,
We
what was
want
it? We
Cody.
want Cody.
And they called it the Whoa movement. And I'm like, this is not
Mm.
organic. The Yes movement was organic. I remember that. I was a big fan of that. This feels like it's been processed. It's generic to me. And so instead of going with the script, they decided to pivot into this. Now, they gave us a blessing in disguise with this. They gave us the opportunity to go, okay, we can delay this and tell more storytelling. But also, they did the one thing that we all knew this would happen. We all knew, we all called it. Every single one of us said, okay, let's see what happens. It's not going to get over. It's going to be 2 years and they're going to be calling Roman going, hey, we need your help. You need me. Okay. And look at where we are now. So
And he said, yeah.
for us, and they were making death threats to The Rock, to Roman, to Roman's family, to Ava, to everybody. They were making death threats to everyone connected to the dynasty. And there were people on our side, we call them agitators. They were making death threats to Cody and to Brandy and to Liberty. And we don't none of us agreed with that.
Hmm.
But they got what they wanted. And we have been, okay, well, let's see what happens. And what happened was what we all knew would happen.
Oh gosh, y'all. Mm.
That's what Roman was talking about. Well, not like that exactly, but that's what that was like the whole thing last night
Mm-hmm.
or yesterday on Pat McAfee with, go away for 2 years. Like, hi, I'm giving you time. I'm giving you
Mm-hmm.
like had the time. And it's 2 years later. Like, what's different?
Nothing.
Mm.
And that was the other argument. If LA Knight had won that Rumble, it would have been a different story for us. And I was like, there was an opportunity to pull the trigger with LA Knight. It could have been WrestleMania, yeah. But there was a moment backstage where I had saw Cody talking to Triple H, and I'm like, is he about to take LA Knight's spot? And then the next thing that happened was we had that match between LA Knight and Roman. And I'm like, That's not, no. He's
Mhm.
over. Put him in WrestleMania with Roman. I don't care. That is the moment.
Mhm.
And it still pisses us off.
Okay.
But he took that from us.
Goes deep. This shit goes deep. I learn more and more.
And
As
for
I
us,
watch,
it's
I
like,
go back and watch things. I watch current interviews and I go back and watch like documentaries and I just like put things together and then I'm talking and it's like, okay.
and
Like,
a lot of it for us is like, it let's say this right now, it drove Lauren off the pod for a
all the
while
hate.
because we were getting it. So it drove Lauren off the pod. It created a lot of stuff. And so for us, you know, it's really one of these things where we're like, we're fans of this family. We're fans of the dynasty. Like, we understand everyone in this family gets hate. Roman, Jimmy, Jay, Jacob, Solo, every single one of them. The Rock. It's something that we're used to. But because it's the internet, it's amplified. And these are just people behind their keyboards who type dumb shit. And we're just like,
Right.
you're an idiot.
Because they don't feel significant in their own lives. So they
Mm-hmm.
have to get online and try to feel something.
And so for us, and I sit there and I say it all the time, and I say this to everyone. I'm like, let me just make this very clear to y'all. And I try to explain to people, I'm like, Triple H, Roman Reigns is a Triple H guy. He was a Triple H guy before he was a Vince guy. Let's make that very clear to everybody. Roman was Triple H's guy. Triple H is the one who told Roman to demand more money. Triple H had a discussion with Dusty, and he said to Dusty, if we cannot get him over, then we're in the wrong line of business. So I say this over and over again to everyone. I'm like, Triple H is not dumb. He sees
Mhm.
what's going on. He sees what Cody is doing. The pivot is one thing. And I kept telling everybody, I'm like, you got to understand, what is the one thing that you could do to get somebody to show the world and show somebody that, hey, this person's a fucking idiot. Y'all don't know what y'all talking about. And that is give them everything that they want
Mhm.
and watch them fail.
Mm.
And that is what he did as a booker.
That's a word.
He
That's a
gave
word.
him everything that he wanted. Gave him the Rumble win, gave him the title, gave him all of this, and he failed. And I said, that is what is going on. Everyone talks a whole bunch of trash. I do too. That's gimmick. I'm out gimmick. But everyone everyone kept talking trash. And I kept saying, just watch what happens. He's giving him everything he wants, and he is watching him fail.
Talking about Cody, right?
Yep.
So that was that because I remember now because I don't really watch any of Cody's interviews, but I remember like seeing it was like a big deal with him talking about like being the QB and
Mm-hmm.
then having so much pressure and not sure if he can do it sometimes or something like that. Like,
Mm-hmm. He gave him everything he wanted, and he watched him do it. He watched him fail. That is the most. That is the most. To me, I'm over here and I'm going, that is the most fucked up thing you possibly do to somebody. But this is Triple H we're talking about. You give somebody everything they possibly want, and you watch them fail.
that's
You gonna
deep.
take
Like I
the
said,
heat.
that's a word. That's deep
You
because
gonna
that's
take the
like
heat. You gonna
in
take the bump.
life.
Everybody's gonna call you everything but a child of God. But at the end of the day, you've just been proven right. This person can't take it. They can't do it. The chickens have come. As I said to Leslie today, hey Leslie, them chickens are home. What are they doing?
They roosting.
Them chickens just came home. What are they doing? They came home to roost.
They roosting. I want to give y'all a heads up. Royal Rumble merch. I don't know if you can see, but I'm going to post it. That the Royal Rumble winners shirt are out. Basically, it has their logo, their picture, Royal Rumble winner, their name, January 31st, 2026. So that's what
And this was the second hint. This goes to the first hint that we got. They dropped Roman's merch the day before Rumble. And I said, this is specialty merch. Do you smell that? It's in the air.
You smell, I smell what's cooking.
It's in the air.
If you smell la. Okay. So Leslie know what she be getting, but Leslie gonna be getting a couple items for her.
Ariel's here. Hey, Ariel.
Yes, hi, Ariel.
But no.
Hello.
We sat there and we said it. And I said, we're going to sit back and we're going to watch. We're going to eat popcorn because it's going to fail. And it did. Not once, popcorn. Not twice. Mm-hmm. It failed twice. And then you have the other talent. And a lot of people are resting on their laurels. Roman is like, I gave y'all the formula. What the fuck are y'all doing? I should be having my ties and cocktails with Jason Momoa still. And now I got to come back here and fix this goddamn shit. But that's what the NOIs and the Fatus have done for decades.
Yeah.
When the company is in the hole, when people are like, yo, this is bullshit, we don't like this, they have come in the clutch and they've come save the day.
Yeah. I'm seeing the light. I'm seeing the
And so to us, it's like they do this and then they still get disrespected.
Yeah. And that's some bullshit. Like
that's
some bullshit.
The one thing that I got over here and that makes me kind of go, y'all are ridiculous. The IWC was praising Triple H. They were singing his praises about everything he's done. They were praising him. And then Saturday night's main event happened. And they booed him.